Ballyfermot in Dublin, Ireland has a population of approximately 23,000 people. Since the development of extensive housing schemes in the late 1940s, the area has sometimes been a community lacking in confidence. Since 2002, the Urban 2 programme, funded by the European Regional Development Fund, the National Development Plan and Dublin City Council, has been operating in Ballyfermot.
The aim of Urban is to bring about positive change in Ballyfermot, and the aim of the heritage measure of Urban specifically is to raise awareness of local heritage and bring about greater awareness of it and bring about greater appreciation of heritage so that people have a new source of pride in their area through getting involved in heritage activities and heritage events and projects. One of the main aims of all of the urban projects is that the projects can become self-sustaining into the future, so that once urban funding has been exhausted, that the projects can continue on, and that's a very important element. So sustainability strategies have been built into all projects from the beginning, and probably the greatest way of achieving that is by giving ownership of each project to the community and making them feel part of the development of it, the delivery of it, and then that is what helps them to bring it on into the future because they feel it belongs to them.
Satson Camera Club was formed in 2003 by 20 members of the community who took part in a photography course organised and funded by the Heritage Measure.
We set up a club and we called it Satson because the course was run on a Saturday and a Sunday. We have about 12 members at the moment. We have 3 lads who joined the club who have been in photography for about 15 years and are very knowledgeable, and they're passing on that knowledge to us, and it's really going from strength to strength. It's great. We have monthly competitions, we have slide, we have print. During the summer we go out every Monday night. We go to places like Bull Island, Hazel Hatch, Financial Services Centre, just taking photographs. So although the club usually breaks through the summer, we don't officially break. We still meet every Monday and go out taking photographs, and we have a lot of fun, which is the main thing. It's just a really good outlet and a good hobby to have, and you know, having an exhibition in the centre, and there's always something to do. It's, you know, there's always the next project. We've done the People's Photography now in Stephen's Green 2 years in a row, and preparing for that, getting mount boards and getting our frames done, and it's just always, it's just going from strength to strength. There's always something to do, you know.
Been surprised in the sort of the balance of work, or the balance of Ballyfermot, how they've captured loads of different aspects of Ballyfermot. But they're also a document. They're a document of the life of Ballyfermot as it is today. And it shows the history. It's not just about people, but it's about the buildings, it's about the nature, it's about the workplaces, and I think that's really, really good.
Participants in the Satson Camera Club range in age from 11 to 67, with varying degrees of experience. For some, it had truly life-changing consequences.
When my husband died, it took me a while before I got back to doing something, and I know he wouldn't have liked me just to sit back and not do anything and just get on with my life, you know. Then I seen the advertisement for the photography club, and that's when it sparked off with me. I started the course.
Well, when Maria started for us, she was very enthusiastic but very, very quiet and very reluctant to show her photographs, and she enjoyed doing it, you could see that, but when it come to actually displaying them and entering them in competitions, she didn't really want to do it. But in fairness to her, she made herself do it because to be part of the club, you had to.
Well, these are just two shots that Maria has taken. This one here would have been taken maybe last year, and the difference is that she's, you know, further away from her subject here, and there's no real interaction, you know, between, you know, her subject matter and that. Towards this one here, where she's, you can see where she's progressed. She's not as nervous in taking a photograph. She's learned to interact with the people that are around her. So she's really come on a lot.
Hello, Anne. How are you? That's a photograph printed out today.
We'll make sure that goes up on the website. God, that's great. Did you take that yourself?
Yeah.
From the club?
Yes, sure. That lady's looking around at me and
God, it's
making
brilliant.
sure
What we're trying to do is take note of history in the 55 years of Ballyfermot. Because of this site and so on, we can log everything now and make it easy for people to see from their own seats at home, you know.
I would love now if, in time, my photographs and our clubs might be up there showing off what our generation was like.
That's right, yeah.
Do you know what the most ferocious of all the beetles is? It's called a ladybird. Ladybirds are the lions and tigers of the insect world. Ladybirds can eat other insects. They eat aphids and green flies and stuff like that, which makes them really, really good.
During Heritage Week each year, we'd pay professional people to come into primary school classrooms and do educational workshops relating to heritage activities. This year, for the first time, what we've done is we've trained a group of local teenagers called Youth in Action to actually deliver the heritage programmes themselves. And so that group actually went into classrooms over Heritage Week this year in 2005 and spoke to about 200 local primary school children. So not only were they teaching these children about heritage, but they also were having a new experience themselves, standing up in front of a class, knowing their material, presenting the material to the children was very empowering for them, and they have all indicated that that's something they'd like to continue on with. So now in the locality we have local young people who have been equipped with the skills and the knowledge to deliver these programmes themselves, so the need to bring professional people in is now gone.
In the long run, what we're hoping is that through this pilot programme, we can then continue this programme in other groups in the area, so that eventually the young people themselves are empowered to give the programme themselves without relying on maybe consultants or employ people to do it, so that really the young people are giving back to their own community themselves and equipping other people then with the skills that they need to, that will be relevant for them in the future in terms of healthy eating and leading a healthy lifestyle, which is a major issue at the moment for Ballyfermot.
Just 3 years ago, the people of Ballyfermot were sowing the seeds for future generations.
Well, the Heritage Group meet every second Thursday, and we got this going, the garden here. We try and bring the kids into the garden here, because what we feel is heritage was yesterday, today and tomorrow. Tomorrow's heritage is going to come, and we feel that bringing the kids in, they learn a lot from what's going on.
It's one of the most coveted prizes a town can win, an international award for being one of the most livable cities on the planet. A win in this competition is significant because in many cases it puts a previously unknown community on the map. One of those cities is Ballyfermot, Ireland. 20 years ago, a town in decay, but today it has an environmental record it can boast about.
In 2004, Urban Ballyfermot, on behalf of the community of Ballyfermot, entered a competition called the Livable Communities Awards. In 2004 the competition was held in Niagara, Canada, so we put forward our submission. We had to outline all of the different activities that were taking place in the area which were aimed at creating a more livable, more sustainable community, and we were shortlisted to go to the finals in Canada and present to a panel of international judges. So obviously we were very excited about that, and we decided that we would have local people presenting to the judges rather than us as the professional staff presenting ourselves. That was very important because it was really all about the local people, and so it should rightly have been them presenting.
We're talking about a lot of environmental projects. We're talking about the very serious social neglect of housing estates and open spaces. We're talking about trying to develop a strategy for a more cleaner, renewable society. We have a waterway in our community, the Grand Canal, that up until 20 years ago they wanted to fill it in as a road, and the community successfully lobbied to ensure that that didn't happen.
When we went over, it was nerve-wracking. It was something I'd never done before, and we actually came in second place in the whole world, so it was great when we came back. The hype, and everywhere you went on the street people were stopping you and asking you how it was, and the whole place just seemed to be lifted.
And it was the first time Ballyfermot had been recognised on an international level as a livable community, a place where there was a lot of positivity, where there was a lot of positive change taking place.
The local people who develop their skills through Urban are the lifeblood of the community. The key to Ballyfermot's future now firmly lies in their hands.
The help Urban gave us in the beginning was absolutely fantastic, because a lot of smaller community groups in particular wouldn't have had the know-how to go about getting funding or pulling stuff together or pulling the community together. The likes of the Camera Club, where people had an interest but couldn't afford it, so all of a sudden it was made affordable for them. The volunteer centre, where we knew there were community groups out there that needed volunteers urgently but had no way of getting them. With the impact of projects like that, it has actually made the community pull together a little bit more. It has expanded the services in the community, and it has personally developed a lot of people who've been involved with them as well.
The highlight of every year for the Heritage Measure and the Heritage Group takes place in September with the annual Heritage Week.
Just celebrating heritage is a great thing, and we're all, as I say, part and parcel of our heritage, good and bad, and it's a nice thing. Communities like Ballyfermot sometimes get a lot of negative publicity. I think this is a great way of showing all the positive things that's happening in the community, and it's something that we're delighted to be part and parcel of here in Ballyfermot.
Well, I think this week has been a true kind of irrespective of what people in Ballyfermot are about the community that's here and about the bond that's with people, and above all about participation. And I suppose for the last week what's been important, that there's not only been adults, there's been young children and families, and here this evening at the closing event has been a huge family occasion. And the fact that, you know, our heritage isn't just about what happened years ago, it's about today and it's about the future. So I think that's very important for everybody.
In the space of just 3 years, the community of Ballyfermot have become a model for other people to learn from, and that is a real credit to the community, that they've come so far so quickly and that they have now become a place where other people look up to. Not only have they got their Livable Communities Award, but they also have other groups wanting to hear from them, wanting to learn from them and wanting to take on their ideas, and that's a very, very positive thing for the area.
So, now that the Urban Heritage Measure in Ballyfermot has come to an end, what has actually been achieved over the last 3 years.
The Urban Heritage Programme has met all of its objectives and has reached all of its indicators and its targets set out by the European Union at the start of the programme. Having said that, I think the most important impacts have been the impacts that the projects have had on the lives of the people of Ballyfermot, and how it has brought about great change in their lives and added positivity to their lives here in the area. So probably the best people to answer that question are the people themselves. They are the greatest resource. They are the people who would continue on with the projects. They are the people who have made the projects what they are. So I think they really are in the best position to answer.